How's it going, guys? It calls me Uncle, welcome back on my channel, and yet again we are here to play DDLC Blue Skies. As I told you, I had some stuff to do, but I'm here again, and we'll keep going on with Sayori's Road. So, if you like this kind of videos, please subscribe, call your friends, leave a like, comment down below which kind of games you want me to play next. And, well, let's go to the game. Yes, need to finish something real quick. Let's see, return. Yeah, I left the game open, so okay, let's go. As the sound of my alarm makes its unwelcome presence in my bedroom, I can't help but wonder, do I even need an indication? I could totally just become a video game streamer. Reluctantly, I sit up and stretch. So let's keep going. Reluctantly, I sit up and stretch. I hope I don't run into one of those pricks who ruined our festival. Not to mention, I hope they aren't giving any of the club members any flack, especially Sayori. At least Sakurai is cool. Surprisingly, Sayori is already there by the time I arrive. Good morning. I give her a mockingly suspicious look. You know, for someone who sleeps in a lot, you sure are shipper in the mornings. Hey, am I not allowed to be happy? Of course you are, Sayori. Ready for another super exciting and totally not boring day of school. Ready as I'll ever be. How about you? Could be worse. I guess I'm enjoying history a lot, actually. Sakurai is a really good teacher. Oh yeah, I remember you saying. We're pretty lucky to have him, aren't we? Definitely. Didn't think anyone could top Makoto last year. But Sakurai has somehow managed to pull it off. I guess it helps that history is a decent subject. I have always preferred those kinds of subjects myself too. What do you mean? You know, Japanese history, anything that isn't math or physics. Still not much of a science kind of girl, eh? Nope, didn't think so. You were always better than me when it came to more creative subjects though. Looking back to when we helped each other out with our homework, I guess we covered each other's weaknesses, huh? We sure did. I remember we used to doodle on each other's work too. You even handed in that science homework once and you didn't even realize I would draw a bunch of animals all over it. Zero laughs as school looms inside. Her giggles, coupled with a sudden remembrance of that silly memory, causes a warm feeling to wash over me. I had totally forgotten about that. My science teacher, on the other hand, well, let's just say he didn't expect a bunch of cats, rabbits and dogs to be on that worksheet. Well, we were learning about evolution, so I guess drawing all those animals was fitting, right? Of course. It totally wasn't me just getting my revenge from you pulling that planet's prank. Oh, that was something I'll never forget. You mean the Uranus joke? Oh shit, you pulled that in front of a teacher? You're a genius. The fact that Sayori can't help but giggle when she hears the name It's testimony to how she's truly a child at heart. Yes, I grinned at her, although she initially tries to pout. She can't never hold an angry face even when she's joking. But when we were first learning about the solar system, I heard about that what was so funny about Uranus from a classmate of mine. So her being blissfully ignorant at the time asked me what was so funny about the planet's name. I told her to ask her mother how Uranus was looking, and she actually did. Distinctly, I distinctly, distinctly, I can remember being in utter hysterics when her mother was both parts confused and stern with her daughter for apparently asking such a rude question. Definitely one of my little personal victories. Come on, you have to admit, we got each other good. Anyway, I'll catch you at lunchtime. See ya. Bye. Yuri yuri. As I make my way over to my classroom, the typical school scene greets me. Students of varying ages making their way to whatever they need to be, and no doubt bracing themselves for the drag that is Monday morning. Oh, buddy, that is shit. That is shit. But still. The sounds of chattering and laughter fill the atmosphere as I spot a few familiar faces. Occasionally a teacher admonishes a laggy student, no doubt reminding them to not be late for a homeroom. Outside my classroom, I peer through the window. There's a few of my classmates there already. Sakurai himself looks like he's only just arrived. Ah, good morning. How was your weekend? Morning, sir. Not bad, not bad. I haven't woken up that early on a Saturday for a while, so I figured I would make the most of it. Would you believe me if I told you I spent it enjoying the outdoors and getting homework done? There's a mischievous twinkle in Sakurai's eye as he answers. Why, of course I would. After all, given your impeccable history with handing in homework on time, I would be hard-pressed not to. On topic of handling homework in time, one of my classmates noticeably fidgets. I'm willing to bet he hasn't done last week's assignment. Granted, there may have been one or two times where I was guilty of this very same thing. At least Sakurai is very relaxed about missing the odd deadline. I check the clock hanging on the wall. It's almost time to start, and a few last-minute stragglers worriedly make their way in. Most people are here at this point, Sakurai sitting by his desk, a pen within his fingers and a thoughtful look on his face. Amy hurriedly makes her way past the door and into a seat next to me. Kind of ironic how she's on the track team, yet still the last one in with Sakurai, which Sakurai picks up on. Ah, Amy. He leans back in his chair as Amy looks up at him with as innocent a face as she can muster. Yes, sir. How is it that a member of a school track team is the slowest one to arrive? Light chuckles fill the room. Sakurai banteries with his students is always amusing to witness. Yeah, at least when it's not with us, you could say it's amusing. Yuri. Well, it's not technically late, am I? She does have a point, sir. See, even the class rep is on my side. Come on, Shiori, what happened to respecting authority? I'm not the one who makes the rules, sir. As if on cue, the bell rings at the moment after Hemi slips onto her seat, cutting it pretty close. Now that everyone is here, let's get started. Now believe me when I say that the First World War is one of the most interesting things you'll ever study in this school. I wonder. I would note it was one of my favorites actually, if I can say so myself. Although your science teachers may beg to differ, so a conflict involving nations from all across the world, continent to continent. with soldiers as well as civilians involved in the fighting, it really changed the geopolitical climate for for many of the combatants involved. As he talks, his trademark enthusiasm shines through. It's almost like he was born to be a teacher. Well, some teachers are born to be teachers, but still. Most of them are not that good. What's this? Wait a bit. Now, can anyone tell me the year it started? Bonus points if you can explain how it began. And before anyone asks, no bonus points does it mean it's exception from homework for a week. I can't help but smile to myself after hearing the mixture of groans and laughs from the class. Maybe Monday morning won't be so boring after all. The rest of the lesson passes by fairly quickly, and before I know it is lunchtime. You're looking a bit livelier. Sakurai has that effect on us. We're also learning about the First World War, which is pretty interesting. You're right, it is. Although it's so sad thinking about all those soldiers who died. In such horrible ways too. For sure, they were hoping it would be a war to handle worse. Yet 20 years later, they were at it again. Anyway, how was your morning? What subject did you have? Physics. In the morning. That's no unfair. We should have a subject I enjoy on a Monday morning. Sleeping isn't a subject though. Hey, I like Japanese too, you know. Japanese history and stuff like English. Two subjects where I can express myself a bit more. You know, given your literature club, it all makes sense now. As in why you prefer subjects like Japanese. More creative subjects where you can write stories, poems, that sort of things. Yeah, plus I don't think I'll ever need to work out the area of a triangle in real life. Well, I really hope not. Various stuff that we learn about in Japanese helps with writing poems. Well, we don't actually need Japanese stuff. Although I don't think the teacher was happy when she found me trying to write a poem in her class. But it's not my fault, right? She looks at me with puppy dog eyes, and in that moment it hits me just how adorable Sayuri can be. With those big blue eyes, it's impossible to say no to her. And wait a minute, where is this coming from? Huh? Yeah, no, definitely not your fault. Anyway, what's that you've got? You motioned to the food in front of her. It's fairly obvious what she's eating, but I need a quick change of topic over whatever it was that just came over me. You mean this? It's cinnamon bun. It was supposed to say very delicious. Sorry, I couldn't get a word of that. But I'm guessing you're enjoying it. She loudly gulps down a sugary delight. She loudly gulps down the sugary delight. Sorry, yeah, it's so yummy. So you want to try some? Can't hurt. As she tears off a piece and reaches forward, I'm struck by how soft and warm her hands are. It's only a brief moment of contact, but it's enough to ignite that weird warm feeling within. Snap out of it. I pop it into my mouth and savor the sweet taste filling my taste buds. Might need to get some of my own. I'm planning on technically snacking on these during class in the afternoon. That's one way of getting me through a boring school day. Well, if it works, it works. You got it right. Just like that, the alarm rings, signifying the end of the lunch break. Back to it, I guess. Waving goodbye to Sayuri, we make our respective way to our classrooms. It's getting hard to breathe. Yuri. Another day, another lesson. Thankfully, it's Friday, meaning the tempting allure of the weekend beckons. Just one more day to sit through. As Sakurai explains the origins of the war, my mind can't help but drift away. Who was it who decided we should have 5 working days, but only 2 days off? Man, that seems mighty unfair if you ask me. A 4-day week and 3-day weekend sounds so much better. I know Sayuri would definitely agree. Probably not Monica though, given how hard she works. Speaking of Sayuri, I wonder what she's up to. I've noticed that she's been on my mind a little more than usual. Even when I was at home, just playing video games in an effort to procrastinate on my homework, knowing her, she's probably doodling instead of paying attention. Then again, I'm daydreaming myself. I guess shorter attention spans are something we both suffer from. It's a little on the warm side in here anyway. And Sakurai wouldn't mind too much if I spaced out, right? Spending more time with Sayuri recently has made me think. Hey, don't run so far ahead. Sorry, Daddy, I just want to play. Such a ball of energy, aren't you? Don't worry, you're dead, and I will keep an eye on you. Oh, and here's some money. Buy something from the ice cream truck. Would you like us to come with you? No, it's okay. I'm big by now, remember? Of course, darling. How could we ever forget? Dad grins as he reaches out to affectionately ruffle my hair. Of course you are, son. Now go out there and have fun. I barely hear him as I take off bound toward the ice cream truck. As I'm lining up, my mind runs crazy at the thought of all the different flavors and choices. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, mint. It's great. The line shuffles towards and I dig into my pockets and bring out the money. They've given me more than I need for the ice cream. Awesome, that means I can get more than one. I quickly look around trying to spot my parents. They're sitting on a bench chatting away. They won't notice. Oh yeah, this is the best day ever. They won't notice. Oh yeah, this is the best day ever. Huh? Who's this? Standing to the left of me is a young girl. She's looking sadly at the ice cream truck in front of me. Why is she looking so sad though? All of the other kids are happy. She should be happy. There's ice cream right here. Hey, the girl jumps a little. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. She turns to look at me, giving me a wide smile. What did you just said a minute ago? It's okay, I'm Siri. Hi Siri, I'm Lucky. I saw you looking sad. Do you want some ice cream? Then that makes me happy when I'm feeling sad. Ice cream? For me? You would buy that for me? Sure, my mommy gave me too much money. I would have got two ice creams for myself, but you looked sad, so and I don't like seeing my friends sad. So he looks at the floor. She looks kinda shy. Are you sure? Yeah. Now come on, which one do you want? Oh, thank you. The that one with the long name. The synonym? Yeah, okay. I headed over to her, taking mine from the ice cream man. Thanks again. That's okay. Do you want to be friends? Her eyes light up and she shows me a bright smile. Okay. Do you want to go by the swings? I'll race you there. Hey, no fair. You didn't say when to start. Thanks for being my friend. I am new here and I don't have many other friends. No problem. You're really cool and it's nice to make new friends. That's right. There you are. Hi, Mummy. I see you made a new friend. Who might this be, Siri? That's Lucky. He got me Simmon's popsicle. Did he now? She was looking real sad. I thought it would cheer her up. That's very nice of you. Sir, do you mind explaining to Lucky why you didn't have money for the popsicle in the first place? Well. Do I have to? Come on. Okay, I was being a bit naughty earlier. Mommy told me not to eat all of the candy before dinner yesterday. but I just couldn't help it. So she said I wasn't allowed to get a popsicle today. Indeed, so she was being punished for it. Oh no, is she angry at me? I'm sorry, I didn't know she was in trouble. Although I'm glad you made a new friend, Siri. Huh? She laughed softly. Man, Siri really looks like her. Don't you worry. You were very kind, and it already looks like you two are great friends already. It's okay. Ugh. Hey. Huh? What? With a sudden jolt of to, with a sudden jolt of reality, I realize I'm back in the present. Yes. Wait a bit. With a sudden jolt of reality, I realize I'm back in the present. Given the way Sakurai is looking at me, he clearly noticed me dozing off. Oops. I'm going to assume you fell asleep because you stayed up late doing some reading about the war. Yes, sir, of course. Excellent. Then you'll be able to answer this next question without any difficulty. I gulp. Yeah, he got me in a trap here. Let's hope it's not too unreasonable. Can you explain to me how Great Britain got involved in the war? Okay, this one I actually know. I vaguely remember Sakurai talking about this yesterday. Luckily, I'm able to answer this question satisfactorily. After what feels like an eternity, a wry smile appears on his face. That late-night study session really paid off, it seems. He shoots me a knowing smile. He shoots me a knowing smile. I weakly grin back. That was close. Luckily by the time I woke up, most of the class has already passed. But how long was I out for? Anyway, as the bell is about to ring, I figured I should finish my lesson before it rings for once. Even though I'm confident that you would rather learn about the intricacies of the war than go to lunch. As if by a stroke of fate, Sakurai's stomach rumbles. He wearily rubs his face and laughs dejectedly. Well, If that isn't an example of Deus Ex Machina, then I don't know what it is. A smattering of laughter fills the room. Class dismissed, everyone. Everyone begins packing away their things and heading for the door, no doubt eager to refuel after the morning session. Wait a bit. Wait a bit. Looky, a word, if you will. Oh damn. Why do I get the feeling this is to do with me falling asleep? As the last student files out, I gingerly approach Sakurai's desk, a hint of resignation in my gait. Don't worry, there's no need to look so worried. You're not in trouble for anything like that. You had me scared, sir. I think every student dreads hearing those words. Can we have a word? Or can you see me after class? If it's any consolation, Lucky, you'll still fear those words even after graduation. Oh, Miss Schiffer University, sir. Now, that would be telling. Anyway, I'm getting a little sidetracked. I just wanted to know how you were getting on in class. With the course, it is. Oh well, it's going pretty well, I would say. History is one of my favorite subjects, and World War I is an interesting topic. Plus, your teaching style sits really well with me. And I'm sorry for falling asleep in class. And it was a little disrespectful. I just had a late night. There's a knowing look in Sakurai's eyes as he dismissively waves away my apology. Not to worry. I know high school can be a trying period, especially when you have a lot going on. know high school can be a trying period, especially when you have a lot going on. Besides, you answered my question correctly, so it's fair to assume you at least had some idea of what I was talking about. I can't help but grin at him. With the friendly understanding aura he emanates, sometimes you forget he's a teacher. Although if you could try and refrain from falling asleep again, that would be much appreciated. Although his tone remains light and friendly, there is an edge of sternness to his voice. Guess it must be pretty disheartening for a teacher if one of your students falls asleep in your class. Oh yeah, of course. Won't happen again, sir. Good, good. Well, I just wanted to check up on you. You're doing well, so I'm satisfied. So let me know if that's changed. I will be happy to assist where I can. Now I shouldn't be denying you your well-earned lunch break. Thanks, sir. Have a good one too, sir. With a nod, he dismisses me and returns to his desk. As I make my way to the courtyard, I notice Yuri sitting by herself, lost in the book. As I approach her, I pause. Should I ask her to join me? She does look like a little lonely. And we're all friends. We're all friends, right? Let's invite her. As much as I think Yuri is someone who is comfortable being by herself, I think it would be nice to have some new company during lunch. Besides, she gets along with Yuri and I. She looks really lost in thought, never without her books, is she? Hey Yuri. She jumps slightly, eyes widening at a sudden disturbance. Oops, I forgot she startles easily. Oh, good afternoon. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. It's okay, I was just very immersed in this book. I was going to invite you to sit with Sayuri and I, but if you'd rather be left alone... A pensive look crosses her face. I get the feeling she isn't used to social invitations. Me? The one and only. Are you sure? I don't want to disturb your conversation. Don't sweat it, it's fine. Oh well, if you're sure. I laugh as she packs up her things and follows me over. Wait a bit. I laugh as she packs up her things and follow me over. Leading the way, I spot Sayuri in the courtyard and take a seat opposite her on one of the benches. Yuri follows suit. Hey Yuri, how's your week been? It's been enjoyable so far, learning a lot of interesting things. It's definitely stimulating. Although I'm glad that it is the weekend coming up. Yes, Sayuri and I are with you on that. How about you too? How has your week gone? It's been okay. Some lessons are kinda boring though. Still trying to wrap my head around some stuff we're doing in math. Japanese is going well though. We've been looking at literacy techniques and how they can apply to poetry, so I think I might be able to try new stuff with my poems. Oh, well I look forward to seeing that, Sayuri. Yeah, same. Monica will probably appreciate it too. Speaking of which, We're having a meeting with the club after school today. Yep, we'll be focusing on what to do for Halloween. It'll be a lot of fun. That's right. That's right up your alley, hey, Yuri? How so? Well, Halloween's all about horror, right? And your poems typically focus on darker themes. Ah, yes, indeed. She smiles dreamily. I guess a day dedicated to horror is like a dream come true for her. There's definitely a lot of room for creativity when it comes to that genre. Horror is ever so expensive. I don't like that stuff too much. Sometimes it can get really scary. Not a big fan of fear, Sayuri. Sorry, that didn't sound too ominous or weird, did it? Not at all. I've always admired how you stick to your interests. Really cool to see, don't worry about it. Ah, well, that's reassuring to hear, I suppose. Makes for some nice variety in the club, Sayuri. The bell rings, cutting short our conversation. Well, time to get these last few hours over with. See you both in the club. See you guys. She surely waves. Until then. As I open the door, the familiar sigh of the girls greets me. Although Monica's missing, it's a little unlike her to be late, isn't it? Then again, she was tardy that one time during my first week at the club. Hey everyone. Hey. Hi. The girls have pushed a few desks together and are sitting in a row with Sayuri on the left, Yuri in the middle, and Maski on the right. I warily flop next to Sayuri. Hello. How are you? Your last few classes. About as fun as the last few classes on a Friday could ever be. While school can be a wonderful place to learn things, I'll admit that weekend break is always appreciated. It's nice to have a break. For sure. By the way, does anyone know where Monica is? We were just talking about that. She was the one who set this meeting, yet she's late for it. She rolls her eyes. I bet she's playing piano for coming back from tennis. Or whatever her latest hobby is. And she says that the door opens and Monica comes bursting in, an apologetic look on her face. Sorry, I'll keep this one brief, don't worry. Sitting at the desk in front of us, she pulls out her laptop and fires it up. The silence as the machine whirs to fire. Was live. Again whirs to fire? Wait, I didn't read that last one. Okay. That the silence as the machine whirs to fire was live along with a slight anticipation. Unfortunately, there's still a trace of tension in the air, undoubtedly stemming from everyone's memory of the festival. It's not a particularly prominent. The club still had a laid-back cozy aura, but there's just enough to serve as an uncomfortable reminder. Guess I was naive to think something so serious would get brushed over so soon. Especially the argument between Asuka and Monica. Nonetheless, Monica, with all of her charms as the confident leader, is quick to move things along. Okay everyone, so as you guys know, Halloween is coming up. As you guys know, Halloween's coming up. Siri and I were talking. How does an Halloween party sound? Halloween party? Didn't think you were much of a party girl. No, not that kind of party. I mean, if we held a little event here in the school, yeah, we could share scary stories, dress up, that sort of thing. Yeah, that sort of thing. Siri gave me the idea. We could all write our theme poems in the spirit of Halloween. As expected, your eyes light up. Natsuki, on the other hand, doesn't look quite convinced. Scary poems? Meh, it's not really my kind of thing. We'll see it as an opportunity to try something new and grow as a poet. Okay, wait a bit. It would definitely be interesting to see what you all come up with. See, that's the attitude to have, guys. And plus, it's been a while since I've done anything for Halloween. I was initially against it at first, but Siri can be pretty persuasive. And I think I should be able to find some time for it too. So, what do you guys think? A Halloween event, huh? Much like Monica, it's also been a long time since I've done anything for this festivity. Most of my Halloween memories come from the pranks Sayuri and I would pull on each other back when we were children. Although a distant memory, I would be lying if I said they weren't fun. Yeah, sounds cool to me, amen. Although we've gotta tell ghost stories too. You know, go all out. I think that's a wonderful idea. Of course you would, Yuri. Yeah, okay. I would get to stare the crap out of you with my scary stories. I'm down. Okay, it will be fun, guys. I have just one question though. You said we would hold the event here in school. Assuming we would do it while it's dark, wouldn't the school be closed? Yeah, that's a good point actually. Unless we did it at one of our houses. Don't know if we would have the room though. Unless you planned on like breaking into school after hours. Well, a month of South along with Sayuri tone of voice is incredibly telling. No way, you want to let Sayuri talk you in that, Monica? Eventually I told Sayuri I was fine with it, but I'm still on the fence about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, could we host the party at one of your places? Natsuki? Nope. It's a pretty cool idea to break into school. Gotta have the rebellious teenage spirit, right? But what if we get caught? We would get in so much trouble. Nah. Sorry, Yuri, but I'm with Natsuki here. Wouldn't the thrill of potentially being caught add to the atmosphere? Besides, it'll probably be pretty creepy in here at night, when everyone's gone home. Perfect place for this sort of event. See, I told you. Well, I was just surprised at how willing you were to break some major rules. I always thought of you as the student who wouldn't go looking for trouble. Well, once or twice won't hurt anyone. Don't let an innocent exterior fool you, Monica. Sarah can be ever so sly when she wants to. She's got a hidden dark side, you know. Hey, don't overdo it. Break it up, you two. Well, now that that's been settled, we can sort out some decorations for the room. Hey, please, can we carve some pumpkins? I sick, as long as you don't accidentally drop one on your foot again. On my foot again, oh. I'll try. Well, that's you two sorted. How about you, Natsuki? I could bake some cupcakes or some cookies. Put some Halloween stuff on them, like spiders or whatever. They would look awesome. And you can bet they would taste good as they look. Yes, you're the best. Jeez, all it takes is the mention of cupcakes, doesn't it? Yours are so good, though. Well, I am the best. And how about you, Yuri? Based on what you contributed for the festival, I'm right in assuming some sort of contribution towards the ambience of our atmosphere. Yuri closes her eyes, clearly in thought. I've come to appreciate how Yuri is someone who really thinks before she speaks. Yes, I think something like that would be ideal. I'll let you know the final details once I've settled on something. Is that alright? Of course. Well then, on that note, I think that's everything. She finishes typing and puts the laptop lid down. Wait, we should all dress up too. As in Halloween costumes? Yep. Bit old for that, aren't we? Come on. We used to have a lot of fun doing it when we were kids, so let's do it again. She does have a point there. She does have a point there. I guess it could be quite amusing to see what she can come up with as well. Would we be able to come in as anything? As long as it's to do with Halloween, sure. As well, well, I don't really know if I'll have the time. Upon seeing Siri's face drop, she asks us to speak once more. But I'll do my best. Yeah, I'm into. Looks like I'll have to get creative as well. Although at the moment, the only thing I want to do now is go home and relax. Standing up, I stretch and yawn, looking at the clock. Anyway, I called the club meeting here. No poems today, sorry. But I'm sure Halloween poems will make up for that. There's a general murmur of agreement as the girls stand up and pack away. Ready to go, Siri? Okie dokie. Let's go. Any plans for the weekend? Well, we've gotta get our Halloween stuff sorted, remember? So let's head to town and get the pumpkins and things ready. Seeing as you're lazy, I'll help. I'll let you sleep in and pick you up from your house instead of us meeting at mine. Hey, it's not like I can help it, you know. Anyway, let's meet at noon, okay? Sounds good. See you then. As she turns around and heads inside, I can almost feel my own home beckoning. It's that wonderful weekend feeling. That was perhaps the most satisfying night's sleep I've had in a while. What time is it? Wow, it's 10:30. For me, that's super early. This is the second Saturday in a row that I've woken up before noon. I'm slowly shedding my vampiric traits. As I draw the curtains and feel the sunshine flooding through the glass, I can't help but feel really content. In fact, ever since joining the Literature Club. Even in spite of the festival, my mood generally been so much better than usual. Perhaps it's due to what I told the girls before we started our recitals. It's just nice to have people my own age to hang out with. But what if it's something more than that? Well, there is Sayuri, you know. Sayuri? Even thinking about her brings that warm feeling back, though not so strong. Could it be? Am I really starting to like her in that way? Who knows, man? As if to interrupt my brain, my stomach grumbles. Guess I'll have this a muse over breakfast. I'll give this a muse over breakfast. do I feel like having today? Cereal, toast, fried eggs, sausage, bacon. So many choices. I think eggs, sausage and bacon will do for now. Much better. I can see why Sayuri mentioned breakfast in her first poem. There I go again, always thinking about her. If I were to be honest, as much as I enjoy all of the girls' company, I would be lying if I said I would be as excited if I were to spend 2 days with another girl. Maybe it's because of the history we share. Or because Natsuki is a little too cold for my tastes and Yuri is a little too quiet. I don't know. Since day one I've always been comfortable talking to Sayuri. Well, maybe if Monica would be different. I don't know if we actually have a road for Monica. And that's never changed. I swear I read somewhere that if you can go years without talking to a friend, then when you do finally reconnect, if you're able to get along like nothing ever happened, then it's a sign of a true friendship. Or I'm just looking into this too much. Feelings, and there was me thinking that the stuff we do in math is hard to get your head around. One thing that never changes is Sayori's inability to get up on time. 5 minutes pass and I grow impatient. Fishing out my phone, I shoot her a text. It's noon, you lazy girl. We've got pumpkins to carve, right? Remember? And let's stick by without a response. Sayori? At this rate, I would probably have more than 2 ways conversation with a meme. Man, how creepy must I look, just aimlessly standing outside the house. With a cig, I opened the gate and head to her house. We're really gonna have to work on our sleeping patterns. Oh, don't tell me. Wait. I always knew she could be a little lazy, but this is getting annoying. Sayori, it's me. Sorry, I didn't want to wait outside. Are you a trust? If I strain my ears, I can faintly pick up the sound of her voice. She's not replying to me though. It sounds like she's talking to herself. I can't quite pick up what she's saying. Probably sleep talking, and knowing her sleep talking about food. No, that's not it. She's probably well, you'll find out now sooner or later. I'm probably sleep talking, knowing her sleep talking about food. I'm nearing the end of my patience. Okay, that was your last chance. If you can change or anything, you can't be mad at me. Man, her room's a mess. And Sarah herself is tucked away in the mess of piles, blankets, and duvet that forms a bed. There's a swathe of hair that's fallen into her mouth, and she's drooling slightly. She's curled up into a ball with her arms hugging herself. It's strangely a adorable sight, and I feel bad in having to wake her up. As I draw closer, I can finally make out what she's saying, and to my dismay, it's nothing wholesome at all. It sounds more like she's softly whimpering to herself, and I can also spot glistening wet trails down her cheeks. Seeing Sayori cry is a sight I wish I would never have to see. Can't help it. What she's talking about, sorry, I'm so useless. But really trying. For everyone. Uh, huh. She flips over restlessly, a sob accompanying the movement. But it's so hard. So tiring. Don't want to do anymore. No, please, someone, anyone. I know, selfish. Sayuri. Her head turned slightly, almost as if she heard me. Her eyes remained shut, so it's impossible to tell if she's awake. Sayuri, it's me. It's okay, I'm here. No, I don't want to go. Didn't work last time. They said it would work. Fresh sobs fill the room as she cries harder. Her voice breaks completely as tears drip down her face. At this point I've had enough. A strong protective instinct within me demands that I reach out and gently clasp one of her hands with mine. With her hand in mine, gently shake her awake. Sayori! And with that the finally mysterious utterance, her eyes flutter open, with a panic momentarily flashing through them. When she sees me, she visibly relaxes and sits up. Oh, hi. Gently turns away and tries to discreetly wipe her face. I'm still trying to process what I've just witnessed. Sayori, are you okay? I think you were having a nightmare. Oh, was I? Don't remember anything like that. I was literally right here listening to you cry. Of course you had a nightmare. You said some really concerning stuff. She anxiously bites her lip as she replies. Ah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you worried. You seriously need to start thinking that you're a burden. It's my job to be concerned about you. We're best friends. You're really silly sometimes, you know that. What's going on, Sayori? Please, just talk to me. She looks ashamed as she gets herself out of bed. Oh god, I just realized I totally forgot that what we have planned for today, and I overslept. I am sorry, I'm such an idiot. She feels around and on instinct I reach out and pull her into a hug. Clearly this takes her by surprise as she doesn't make an effort to return it. At least initially, but after a while she eventually starts to quickly hug back. As we break apart, Sayori smiles, clearly trying to put our nightmare behind her. Thank you. You always know how to make me feel better. Anyway, we have a lot to do today, right? Let's get started then. Is she really going to try to ignore the elephant in the room? Sorry, don't you want to? No. Sorry, I just really don't want to talk about it, if that's okay. Wait. Another glimpse of this concerning side she worked so hard to pass off, and yet there they are. Those walls I can never get through. But hey, please, it's nothing, everyone has nightmares. She seizes on my moment for silence. The silence. Anyway, can you just give me a moment to get dressed? Then we can start getting spooky. With a sigh of resignation, I leave and close the door behind me. We can get some pumpkins from the supermarket. You've got a knife at home, right? Yeah. So, what kind of things should we carve into them? Bats, skulls, or those cheesy Halloween things, right? I'm tempting not to answer. To give Sarah a taste of her own medicine. I don't think she's aware of just how frustrating this is, but then again, do I really want this to ruin the day? Certainly we're trying to put this past us. As much as I want to know what's going on, she really is not in the mood to divulge. And bringing it up now would probably ruin the mood of the day for both of us. Besides, I can't really stay angry at her. Her general bubbly persona is so infectious today. Only someone without an art could be immune to it. Well, maybe. A general bubbly persona is so infectious, only someone without a heart could be immune to it. A begrudgingly smile. Or spiders. I forgot how much you're terrified of them. Oh, come on, like you're any better. I am. Okay, maybe with the big ones. Even though Halloween isn't as largely celebrated here, at least compared to Western countries, shops have still made a decorative effort. All of the cheesy cliché Halloween decorations can be seen both on the exterior and interior of the shop. Luckily for us, all of the pumpkins are light at the front. Wow, these are huge. Which means we have more space to make some awesome decorations, don't you think? A right bit mine with cheerful enthusiasm still bouncing around in them. Yeah, good thinking. Let's get this tree. Oh, do you mind if I grab some food for later? Yeah, sure. What were you thinking? Pizza. Not exactly the healthiest of the choice, is it? Hey, don't see you chomping on salad, you know. Can't dispute that. Oh well. Can't dispute that. But in all seriousness, maybe you should try something that isn't junk food. I worry about you sometimes, you know. I know. You don't need to, though. I'll make more of an effort soon, I promise. Alright, fine. Pizza it is. But only if I get a slice. Or two. Deal. attempt to display my masculine bravado, I volunteered to carry all the three of the pumpkins. In hindsight, given how much my arms are screaming at me, I immediately regret this decision. Can't believe you didn't let me carry any one of them. You're so silly sometimes. It's no sweat, Yuri. No sweat at all. Don't drop them, don't drop them, don't drop them. What? That pumpkin is shaped like your head. I swear to God, I will throw one of these at you. You wouldn't dare. Besides, I don't think you would be able to lift it high enough. I hate how true that is. So you're one, lucky he's zero. That's so unfair. You're taking advantage of the poor situation I'm in. Not true. If I recall correctly, you're the one who insisted on carrying these. She adopted a super low male voice. It's okay, Sierra. I'm a big, strong guy who can handle all of these pumpkins. Okay, firstly, I do not sound like that. Right? In an innocent smirk is my only response, which turns into indignation as I blow a puff of hair into her face. It's the little victories in life. The little victories in life. So, which shape should we go with first? Let's just keep it simple for now. We can just go with generic charcoal lantern face. I pull up a reference photo on my phone. We've got to start by scooping out the insides though. So let's cut a hole in top. With a look of steadfast determination, she slices away the top of the pumpkin, exposing the contents within. She looks really good with that look on her face. Her nose was scrunched up, and she's focusing intently on her task. But the best part is she's so oblivious to how endearing she really is. Come on, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Okay, oh man, it feels cold and sticky. With slow but steady work, as we scoop out the middle I do my best not to focus on how soft her hands and arms feel as they brush against mine. There, now my hands are all sticky. Yeah, mine too. Say, do you want the new hairstyle? I grin as I reach forward aiming to Siri's head. What? Don't you even think about it. Okay, I won't. I hold my hands up as I see a sign of peace. Siri remains backed away from me, a suspicious look on her face. As she lets the cart down and comes close, I dart toward and loop her nose, leaving an orange smear. Hey, Minnie, I'm going to get you for that. Only if you can actually catch me. I laughed and dart away from her strike. laugh and ducked away from a strike. Sayuri has never been particularly coordinated, so it's pretty easy to dodge her clumsy attempts. As she comes in for the swipe, I catch her wrist with my hands. She is screaming and wiggling, doing her best to escape my grip. Unfortunately, due to the slippery of the pumpkin coating on both of our hands, my grip isn't as strong as I would like. She managed to twist her hand and free, and lands a respectable orange smear on my cheek. Haha, I told you. A victory is short-lived as I managed to return the favor down her neck. Wow, okay, a truce. For real this time. No tricks? No. We still have to carve the pumpkins. Okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. After we wash our hands, Sayuri takes out the pen and starts to trace the face onto the pumpkin. I'm looking through the cupboards, trying to find a knife that's big enough. Ah, this one will do. How's this? I wander over to the left of Sayuri. This is unfair. How is that girl who was late to wake up and get ready still smells really good? A faraway detached part of me vaguely remembers something my biology teacher was saying about pheromones. Well, yeah, it smells great. Smells? Huh. Oh damn, did I say smell instead of look? Guess I'm real hungry, haha. Yeah, that's perfect. I'll start craving it. There. Wow, that looks great. We make an awesome team, don't we? Yeah, we sure do. What about for the other two pumpkins? Was thinking we could do a bet for this once. And we could just keep it simple for the last one. Like crave boo into it? Perfect. Well, here we go again. A while later and we are finally all done. Our handiwork sits proudly in front of us. Job well done. Those are gonna love them. Just realize we must look like two proud parents, except our kids are pumpkins. Sarah breaks out into giggles. Hey, you've always been really funny, you know that? One of these days I'll learn how to take a compliment from the opposite sex. Especially when it comes from someone I think I'm starting to fall in love with. Unfortunately, that day is not today. As I feel my cheeks heat up, I would be very surprised if Sayre didn't pick up on it. Anyway, I've had a lot of fun today. Sadly, I've got a lot of homework to get on with, so I'm gonna have to go. But I'll take a pumpkin with me. Anyway, I'll see you on Monday. Oh, and look, I know you're concerned about me, about what happened earlier, but please, just try to not worry about too much about her or anything. I'll try and tell you when I am comfortable, okay? I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. With a click, the door closes behind me. Don't get much time to stew over the day's events, though as my phone blasts live, it's my mother. Hey, how have you been? Are you eating well? Whoa, Mom, slow down. Okay, wait a bit. Fine, school doing well. Sakurai started talking about World War I, so history is pretty enjoyable. About the eating part, how are things on your end? Stressful, stressful. I want to come home and see you, but I've been feeling ever so guilty about being away. Nah, it's fine, seriously. Since joining the club, that lonely feeling has pretty much disappeared. Plus, you and I are hanging out a lot, so it's nice to have a regular contact with her again. Oh yes, that club of yours. You said it was a literature club, right? Mm-hmm. Ah, well, that should mean your grades and for Japanese will be fantastic, right? It's definitely helping. And the other club members? Yeah, we get along pretty well. One girl is really shy, the other one is kinda cold, but I think she's a softie at heart. And Monica is the president. Oh, the Monica you used to share classes with. The one you had a crush on? I didn't have a crush on her. Of course not, so being around Sayori again. When I called you last week, you were on at the park with her, right? Yeah, I'm so happy for both of you. She was always your best friend growing up. Hmm. Although, perhaps it's a model intuition, but I get the feeling that you and Sayuri. What about us? I guess that's an annoying smile even over the phone. Well, you tell me. Well, truth to be told, Mom, I think I really like her. Like in that sense. Ah, yes, I did think this day would come eventually. Look at my little boy, all grown up, falling in love with a girl. Mom, sorry. Guess I should have seen this coming. Even the way you used to act around her as a kid. Always looking out for her, protecting her from things that scared her, sharing your food with her. Quite a gentleman you were. Really? You had your suspicions that early on? Motherly instinct, sweetheart. Yeah. We share a laugh. It was confusing at first, I didn't really know what these new feelings were. I would start to notice little things about her that I didn't see before, like how pretty her eyes are, or how nice she smells, or how cute she looks when she's trying to concentrate. I seek dreamily. Yeah, I'll admit, she's got me good. So, what's holding you back? Well, I don't really know girls that well. How am I supposed to know if she likes me back? It's not that hard. There are quite some signs, you see. Like, girls not always are direct when they like someone. They like to leave signs so you can pick on them. Yeah, teenage love. Well, look at it this way. When a girl likes you, she'll do a few things to try and signal that interest. As I was saying, does she maintain eye contact with you a lot, laugh at your jokes, offer to come with you to places or invite you along, compliment you? Kind of, yeah. I mean, a lot of those things, yeah. But sometimes she acts a little bit off. There are days where she doesn't really want to talk to me or anyone else. There's something that she's hiding, but she keeps her walls up and doesn't let me in. Like today, she was having a real bad nightmare, saying stuff like she's really tired and she feels bad for feeling useless. But she never wants to talk about it and just brushes me off whenever I try to help her. Well, there's a long gap in your history together. Perhaps something happened in her life, something that she isn't ready to share just yet. Patience is a virtue, sweetheart. You'll have to understand it from her perspective. Sometimes people just don't want to share. I know it must be frustrating. You want to help, but she's not letting you. Yeah, as much as we would like to, sometimes we can't just force ourselves to someone like that. As much as we would like to do something, yeah, okay, we already read that. Besides, we have no idea what her reasoning is. I'm sure she'll tell you when she feels comfortable doing so. But doesn't that mean she doesn't trust me yet? Not necessarily. From what you've told me, she enjoys spending time with you. She certainly does trust you, just not onto that level just yet. It will come in time. Anyway, unfortunately I have to go. A lot of work to be done still. It was lovely talking to you again, sweetheart, and keep me updated on the serious situation, especially if anything major pops up, okay? Sure thing, Mom. And thanks, your advice has been really helpful. You're welcome, dear. Welcome, darling. Bye. With both my mother and Siri gone, the room feels strangely empty. As I meander upstairs into my room and flop onto my chair, my mother's words echo in my mind. Maybe Siri does like me too then? Huh. Well, even if she does, what am I supposed to do? Am I meant to first move? Ask her to a date or be my girlfriend? Although we've been hanging out, just us two, isn't that already technically a date? I don't know. I think I'll just see how the next couple of weeks go, not to push anything. Primarily because I don't know what I'm doing. With a weary sig, I put up my computer. There's no way I'll be able to get any homework done with all of this on my mind. Video games should be a nice way to relax. It's Halloween coming up, so let's pick a horror game. This one looks empty. No wait, this one empty. It wasn't empty, or is it? This one looks tempting. This third-person survival horror, police detective, nightmarish situation. No, simulation. Okay, so we're playing Resident Evil 3. This'll do fine. Man, do I regret staying up late yesterday? I knew it would be a bad idea. I knew I would struggle staying awake. In ways more than one, I really am my worst enemy. I rarely pull myself back to the land of living, determined to make an effort to pay attention to Sakurai. Would anyone care to give me a brief recap of the events that took place at the start of the war? It's alright, don't all line up at once. I grin at him, marveling at how his humor is possibly the only thing keeping me awake. I hope he doesn't ask me though. It's hard enough staying awake, let alone actively contribute. Luckily, Shiori spares me from the possibility of giving him a perfect answer. Well explained. Your teacher definitely deserves a pay rise. He chuckles to himself, carrying on. Well, I paid attention for a couple of minutes. That means I'm entitled to a nap now, right? Ugh, again. Hey. Yeah? She looks shyly at the ground. Do you think we'll be friends forever? What do you mean? Like, we're pretty young, and we've been friends for a while. When we move to junior high school, we'll still be friends, right? And even when we move to high school. Hey Siri, where is this coming from? Of course we'll be. You're my best friend, and I always enjoy hanging out with you. You're my best friend too. You've always been really nice to me. I just don't want to lose that. Sorry, you're being silly here. I know. I have an idea. Something that means we'll always be friends. Oh, what? We should get married. Married? But isn't that what grown-ups do? Yeah, but we're 8 right now. That's a pretty big number. Anyway, what do you think? If we're married, does that mean that we'll be friends forever? I think so, yeah. I mean, my parents are friends and they are married, so that must mean that's how it works, right? It's not. If they... Ugh, I don't know how to explain. Okay. How do we do it then? I think you've got together. I think you have to get a grown up to say it. Let me go find mommy and gone. Mommy. Yes, darling, what's up? Means you are getting married. Marriage, hey? My, that's real mature of you two. She smiles fondly at us. Oh, you two are so cute together. But being married is easy, you know. You'll have to support each other and, more importantly, you'll have to do special things for your partner. Like what? Mom leaned forward to playful Linda. Things like sharing your chocolate, Sayuri. Sayuri gasps. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could do that? And Lucky, you'll have to compromise too. What does that mean? Well, let's say that one day you wanted to play video games, but Sayuri wanted to go to the park. What would you do? Easy. We would go first and come in and play. Come on, Mommy, this marriage stuff is so easy. Mom chuckles to herself. Ho, if it were that easy. Well, you're clearly ready then. Yeah, that's what I thought. We'll be best friends forever. Even in 50 years? Even in 50, 100. Wait, that's a big number, is it? Right? With a start, I'm jolted back to the present. Jeez, this isn't the kind of story I expected to learn about when I started this class. Man, where did it all go wrong? We used to be inseparable, best friends till the end, no matter what happened. I know we're talking and getting along again these days, but there were a good few years where we had no contact. And we said she loves being around me, and she said she loves to be around me, and she didn't want to lose what we had, even though she probably felt entrenched as we began to drift. As Sakurai talks, an uncomfortable feeling of guilt bubbles up within me. But we're friends now, right? There's no sense of lamenting on the past. Now everyone, open your textbooks to the segment on trench warfare. I want you to write out the main features. What it was, how it worked, and how both sides tried to break out of it. Well, looks like I can't get away with just idly listening into the background anymore. After a while the bell rings, the casual stampede occurs, with students eager to head to lunch. As I'm making my way over the courtyard, I spot Natsuki. Hey Natsuki, how are you doing? Oh, it's you. I'm alright, I guess. That's not what moment of silence given, I suppose, as this is on one of my first times talking to Natsuki one-on-one. Looking forward for the Halloween party. Should be fun, I guess. By the way, I don't suppose you've seen Sayuri, have you? Don't you guys walk to school together? Yeah, but she wasn't there this morning and wouldn't reply to my text. I ended up walking alone. Wait a bit. Huh, weird. Nah, I haven't seen her. I'll tell you if I see her. Thanks, I'm on my way to have lunch, if you want to join. No, I'm good. I've already eaten anyway. Oh, okay. See you around then. She dismissively waves and turns away. Wonder if she's like this with everyone she meets. I don't have much time to ponder on that question, as I once again spot Yuri on my way to the courtyard. With Yuri upset, I don't really feel like sitting alone. Yuri seemed happy the last time. and I can't imagine today would be any different. Hey Yuri. Once again my greetings startled her. It's slightly comical, although I do feel a little bad for making her jump. Yeah, sorry, I didn't expect you again. I'll stop being a ninja, I promise. She laughs softly, closing her book and pulling out a box of food. Mind if we sit outside again? She nods and stands up. By the way, have you seen Sayuri around? Sayuri? Did she not walk with you? Nope. Didn't meet me in the morning, didn't answer my calls. Just wondering if you've seen her around or anything. I can't say I have, apologies. No worries, I didn't expect you to have. Don't think she came to school today. The temporary lull in the conversation feels a little awkward. Yuri isn't the greatest with leading conversation or diverting topic. And she is fiddling with her hair, clearly thinking hard for something to say. Anyway, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on Halloween? Given you like horror so much. Ah, well, are you sure you want to know? I would hate to bore you. Nah, not at all. I asked you specifically, after all. It wouldn't bore me in the slightest. Well, to be truthful, while most people typically feel frightened by all the monsters and horror villains that come out to play, Halloween, ironically enough, makes me feel safer. Why is that? Why is that? I feel like I belong, if that makes sense. That's not weird, is it? Yuri, seriously, you don't have to worry about it. Not going to make fun of you or anything, I promise. What do you mean by belong? Well, it's a day where most people get into the spirit of horror. It's only, if only for one day, it's a day where the macabre becomes the norm. I get a sense of belonging from it, because Halloween is typically comprised of horror stories, movies, etc. Although I'm not that much of a fan of commercialism, it detracts a little from Halloween's actual meaning. Oh, you mean all the cheesy bats, spider skeletons they hang up in stores? Precisely. Yeah, that's understandable. I'll admit I'm not huge on horror, but Halloween always been fun. Sarah and I used to prank each other, scare each other with stories, that sort of thing. Obviously, we haven't done that in a good few years. Another pang of guilt, spending such a day with someone else. I imagine that must be wonderful to share. It's definitely something. We carved pumpkins together over the weekend. We'll bring them to the club actually, so you can check them out. I look forward to it. Back to your initial question though. As frightening as horror villains can be, I would be hard pressed to deny that their personalities or motives are interesting. Take Frankenstein's monster for instance. The very fact it isn't given a name and only referred to as the monster makes you think it would behave like a mindless beast. Yet once it's created, it is unaware of its own identity and even becomes frightened. It's even able to forge relationships with a family of peasants and even saves a human girl. Yet it is continually misunderstood, even being shot for his efforts. Even after being mistreated by his creator, he still mourns the creator's death. Hardly the behavior and emotion you would expect typical monster to display, don't you think? Well, I can always count on you for a thought-provoking discussion, that's for sure. When you put it like that, I can definitely see what you mean. I guess just by labeling something as a monster, people automatically assume it will behave like one, right? So when giving it a personality and, well, human emotions does make you question whether the monster is really, well, a monster. Definitely, it's honestly fascinating. The rest of the lunch break passes by in a blur. Before I know it, the bell has rung and it's time to go. Well, that's another day over. Well, that's another day over. Sarah's been on my mind all day, no matter how much I try to distract myself. She's probably just ill, given to the stuff she eats. I guess it was bound to happen sooner or later. Still can't hurt to check for myself. Hey Siri, it's me. Was just wondering if you were okay. You know, because you didn't come to school today. There's a muffled shuffling as I hear your footsteps slowly walk towards the door. You didn't have to. I just wasn't feel well, that's all. I've been trying to slip it off, so that's why I missed your calls. Sorry. No worries. Hey. What do you have? A sore throat? Fever? I've just got a really bad headache. And I'm feeling really dizzy. You can get some stuff from the pharmacy if you would like. Should make you feel better. No, it's okay. I think I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. As she's talking, I can't help but notice what a mess room is. I know what a mess the room is. I know Sayuri has never been on the neat side, but this looks worse than usual. Well, that's never a good sign, is it? Sayuri has never been on the neat side, but this looks worse than usual. Oh, you're taking medicine for a headache already. Huh? She frantically follows where I'm pointing to and swiftly hides the medicine packet in her pocket. Oh, those, yeah. See, you don't have to get medicine from me after all. Right. Anyway, I'm sorry if I'm sorry if I'm not in the mood to talk, but this headache is a real meanie. If you don't mind, I'm gonna try to get some more sleep. See ya. See, wait. What is it? Look, I know you're concerned about me, and it's really sweet. But for once, can you just stop it? I'm okay. I'm just really tired and not feeling myself. I stare at the hood. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to snap at you. I'm just really not in a good mood right now. It's okay. I guess it's on me for worrying too much. Well, I hope you feel better soon, Sayuri. The soft click of the door is my only response. There's something going on here that I'm not realizing. The nightmares these days where she's not at herself. The refusal to accept my help. But then the next day she's suddenly fine? Back to her cheery self. Gah. Am I just overreacting? Maybe I do just worry about her too much. Thinking about it, if she roles were reversed, would I find her overbearing? Although I don't have anything to hide, Well, as Mom said, I have to give it time, so I guess all I have to do is wait. Hopefully, it'll be that simple. For now, I'll just play along with her and try to dial back my concern. As thought as that'll be. Yeri yeri. Well, this part we can actually skip, so let's skip it. So, Sayori. Yeah, I'll write another poems. So we have now Yuri. Nansky. And Monody. Well, I do not like what's happening next, so I'm just skipping it all. Hmm. Brr. It's gotten so cold. October was so warm. Why couldn't it stay that way? We are in November, you know. But last year's November was so mild. It's unfair. Other places get really cold winters, things like penguins, reindeers, and Frosty the Snowman. Sorry, you know that Frosty the Snowman wasn't real, right? Of course, silly, but what if you make an actual snowman and name it Frosty? Pretty sure that doesn't count. She waves my comment away and an indignant huff of air visible from her mouth. I remember that show. It was a show, right? Frosty the Snowman. They made the snowman and it came to life. I remember that. I used to watch it when I was a kid. It was quite fun, actually. I just wanted to snow. Seeing the gentle snowfall at night when you're tucked up and cozy inside with some hot chocolate. It's so peaceful, all of the untouched snow. And when it's quiet. You should probably spend Christmas with her this year, you know. Sounds like you two share the same thoughts. Oh well, it's obviously really fun to have snowball fights, build snowmen, make star angels, and missing a day or two of school. I guess joining the literature club, I've started to appreciate nature a bit more, although I still love summer. That much has changed then. What? Oh no. What? She's fiddling around in my pockets, desperately looking for something. Left my gloves at home, and my hands get cold easily. Having cold fingers is the worst. Well, and or having wet socks on. Blow on them, Sayuri. Blow my hands? Yes, it will warm them, trust me. She takes my advice and judging by the look on her face, it's a futile effort. It helps a bit, but they're still so cold. Just wish I had something proper to warm them for me. As she stands there pouting and an idea forms in my hands. One that will benefit both of us. Give me your hands. Doing my best to ignore my beating heart, I take her hands in mine, in my own and start rubbing on them. Huh? What are you doing? Roll my eyes, hoping she attributes my sudden stuttering to the cold and not to the sudden nervousness this new situation brings. What does it look like I'm doing? It's a slow process, but slowly I can feel her hands warming up. Given how hot my whole body feels, it's no surprise. I'm half expecting there to be steam radiating from off my fingers by this point. The house in the air feels heavy, almost as if it were laced with some kind of tension. I would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it, but the unfamiliarity to the sudden intimacy makes me feel a little uncomfortable. There, they should be much warmer now. I move to pull my hands away, but her grip doesn't loosen like I would expect to. Would you mind holding on for just a little bit longer? It's really sweet what you've done for me. Get cold super quickly though. Sure, although we have to get and move on, otherwise we'll be late. That's okay. And so we make our way to school just like any other day, where we walk together, except for the major difference, we're holding hands. I mean, friends can hold hands, right? It's not necessarily romantic or anything. Sure. It's not as romantic or anything, but it feels so good, just like it belongs. So her fingers are sentimentally stroking the back of my hand. So, and I fight to, and I have to fight the urge to return the favor. Nah, to hell with it. Her hands feel so warm and soft against mine, so there's no way I'm letting these opportunities pass up. She laughs softly as my fingers trace a gentle circle around the back of her hand. She breaks the silence, but only slightly, as her voice is barely audible over the howling wind and my own hammering chest. You're pretty quiet. Sorry, it's okay. You don't have to say sorry. This has been really nice, hasn't it? It has. My mind is screaming at me to say more, to say something romantic and cheesy. I feel so counted and warm, and most importantly, safe. With the girl I grew up with, I've shared so many happy memories with. The girl who provides a bundle of sunshine in my life. Your hands feel pretty nice. It does feel really. Don't mess this up. Ditto. I wouldn't mind warming your hands up again. You know, if they ever get cold. That was the lamest response I could have given her. Suri thinks otherwise, though, as she bursts into laughter. I feel my cheeks flare up again, this time out of embarrassment. Hey. Sorry. sorry. You're just so adorable. Yeah, well, so are you. The line is out of my mouth before my brain has a chance to even process it. This time Siri turns to grow flustered, and an enduring crimson flush appears on her cheeks as she looks away embarrassed. Eh? You can be really cute sometimes, you know that. This is deep into uncharted territory. I have really passed some kind of line. The line that you add here to when you're just friends with someone. Although, do I care? Blah blah blah. She fails, further demonstrating the point. Wait, are those Siri? What's that in your pocket? Are those gloves? She freezes, looking like a deer caught into the headlights. Huh? No, of course not. Oh, look at the time. We're gonna be late. See you at lunchtime. She zooms off with the velocity of a bullet. I'm left standing there in awe. This girl is so damn sneaky. Then again, it's not like I didn't benefit from her little plan, is it? She'll be the death of me. With high spirits, I follow after Sayori rapidly, disappearing profile. And that was the state of the war by the summer of 1917. As he outlines the activity we'll be doing next, my ears break up as he mentions we'll be doing it in pairs. By the way, turn to page 394. 394. That chapter should be the most relevant for this task. Now if you don't mind me, I'll be marking all the homeworks I should have gotten back to you last week. As per usual, his light self-deprecating style earns a smattering of laughter from the class. Emmy and I have been working diligently, making steady progress. It's about break time, I reckon. I've been meaning to ask, how's the track stuff coming along? This season has been great, although there aren't as many sessions going on this month. I mean, there is still some, but people always chicken out when it's getting cold. No dedication. I hate seeing people give up on stuff. You enjoy running, huh? I gotta give you credit for that though. I wish I had the drive for exercise. Oh, I don't think it's a lack of drive that stops you from exercising. There's a mischievous look in her eyes. You're distracted. I catch Sakurai looking at us. Hastily I turn back to my textbook and scribble something in lazy effort to look like I'm doing some homework. Once his back is turned, my full attention goes back to Emmy. Distracted? By what? By who, is what you should be asking. That very annoying smile is making me feel a little uncomfortable. That very annoying smile is making me feel very uncomfortable. Come on, Emmy, enough with the riddles. Sayori, I see you two having lunch together all the time. Don't you walk her home as well? I didn't know they teach you how to stalk people at the track club, Emmy. So you do walk her home then. So you do stalk me, huh? So, do you like her? Hey, I promise I won't tell anyone. And come on, the amount of time I let you copy my homework. I grumble under my breath. I had a feeling you would use that to get a favor out of me. Use it against you? Hey, come on, of course not. It's just my way of reminding you that you can trust me. Well, actually no, I guess I'm being a little pushy, aren't I? Sorry, I shouldn't have. It's all good. It's not that I don't want to tell you, it's just... I don't know, it's really confusing. I guess to put it simple, yeah, I do like her. I knew it. It's so good though. How long have you liked her? I mostly scratched the back of my neck. Well, we've always been childhood friends, but over the past few years we started drifting apart. I joined her club last month, and well, since then I've just really enjoyed being around her. I guess I never really realized what my feelings were. We've been spending more time together recently and I seem dreamy. You're noticing all the little quirks about her, aren't you? Ah, yeah, things like how blue her eyes are, how warm her soft hands and soft her hands feel, and how cute she looks when she's concentrating. She's always been really good at making me feel at ease. Yeri yeri. She's always been really good at making me feel at ease. Whenever she's around, I just feel really, I don't know, just happy? Oh god, all of that mushy stuff must sound super embarrassing. Sorry, I know this must sound really cringy. It doesn't. It's fine, I know the feeling myself. Oh, that guy you started dating a couple of months ago. The new guy, right? That's the one. So, what was it like for you? What things did you start notice about him? I got to realize how much he really thinks with his heart. He's a little dense, but I really came to appreciate how patient he can be. But that's enough about me. Sounds like exactly the same thing is going on here. When are you gonna tell Sayuri? Well, that's the thing. Ah, looky, Hammy. Are things going well? Oops, looks like I was getting so into the conversation with Hammy that I totally forgot we were in classroom. Thankfully, we've made enough progress for Sakurai not to shit us. He studies our notes. Doing well so far, although I would add a little more detail about how the United States entered and how that clashed against the policy of isolationism. Oh right. The United States wanted to be isolated from everyone, and even though they joined like England and stuff so they could help them win the war. Yari yari. England, Russia, United States, who would guess they would be friends on that time, and now who would say that United States and Russia are in such a spite? I don't know. Guess things change over the years. Who knows? After all, it was a turning point in the world from both of a military and foreign policy perspective. Yeah, America actually not just gave military support, as they also gave food and weapons. I remember that. It was my favorite subject from history. Yada yada. Good old times where I didn't need to worry about physics, math, programmation, different types of programmation, web development and stuff. Yeah, I wish I could go back to that simple times. Wish I had history again. Ugh, but enough about me. Let's get going. Noted, sir. As he menders off, Hemi wastes no time in jumping back to the conversation. You are gonna tell her, right? I don't know. Part of me wants to, but I'm super nervous. What if she doesn't feel the same way? She dismisses my concerns with a frown and shakes her head. Look, I can tell that she likes you. How can you female intuition? First motherly intuition, and now female intuition? No fair, woman got all the psychic powers. Nah, man, we can understand a man or a girl with just an eye. With just looking at their face, we can understand everything they are thinking. We are the true psychics here. They didn't reach that point yet. Well, some of them, if you know them well enough, or if they know you well enough, they will get to that point yet, as well. Trust me, she spends so much time with you, and my gut feeling has never been wrong before. She winks at me. Strangely enough, it fills me with a little bit of confidence. Okay then. I swallow. Guess I'll tell her. I just don't know how to do it. Look, it's easy. All you've gotta do is be honest with her. Tell her what you told me. What you that you really like spending time with her, and that you want her to be your girlfriend. It's easy. She leans back triumphantly. Pfft, easy for you to say. Oh, and never confess over text or online. Has to be done in person. That's good. That's actually a... Gosh. That's true. You should never confess like online. That sucks. They will never trust you if you do that. It's not so stressful, you know. Either way, well, it's Thursday, so you gotta tell her tomorrow. Trust me, you don't want the anticipation hanging over you during the weekend. But that's so soon. Think of it this way. The sooner you tell her, the sooner you can start dating. I won't lie, that's a pretty appealing prospect. Tomorrow it is. And let me know how it goes. Sure, Amy. Managed to find your gloves this time, hey? She flays around nervously. Yeah, I guess I didn't know they were in my pocket the whole time before. As she pulls them on, I am hit by a pang of disappointment. I was hoping I would get to keep her warm and hold her hands again. Hang on, Siri. My scarf has come loose. You're so silly. Didn't your mom teach you how to properly tie a scarf? Huh. Yeah, I just never got around to actually putting it into practice. Let me help you. She stands in front of me, completely undoing the scarf and placing it around my neck. At this distance, not only can I see her breath forming a misty cloud in front of me, but I can even feel it on my face. As she works, she brushes against my neck and collar. I have to force myself not to burrow into her touch. There, with a final loop, the scarf now sits snugly, providing the warmth it should. Even after she's finished, her hands linger on my neck, despite the fabric of her gloves. I can feel her, they're so cold. Thanks, Harry. Much better. You're welcome. Sakurai told us that during the war, a bunch of miners and bombs set off an explosion so loud that it was heard in London all the way from France. Yuri, that was good. Over 140 miles away. That must have been a big explosion. Do you think the miners did the whole cool guys? Don't look at the guys explosion thing. Maybe that's where movie directors got the idea from. I'll ask Sakurai tomorrow. Knowing him, I'll probably just get a sarcastic against it though. I would tell you an interesting math fact, but math isn't interesting. Oh yeah, I'm definitely with you there. Seriously, you can't write a poem with numbers or history. Or a story. Well, you can. If you do it in binary and you, like, convert it. If you know well, you can. Seriously, you can't write a poem with numbers or a story. I don't think I've ever seen my parents using the quadratic formula or worked out the area of a triangle in real life. And my teacher tells me that math is a lifelong skill. Really? I find it pretty useful. You know, I'm counting up the amount of times you complain about something. Hey, you said you agreed with me. Kidding, kidding. Anyway, I'll catch you tomorrow, Sayuri. Have a good one. Bye. Man, what a long day today has been. I feel like I learned more from Hemi than I did Then I did, Sakurai. I guess tomorrow is the day I finally ask Sayuri, huh? Being totally honest, I'm kinda terrified. But then again, how much longer do I want this anticipation to loom over me? Besides, Amy is confident Sayuri likes me, so I should go smoothly. It should go smoothly, right? Emphasis on the should. After all, she does spend a lot of time with me. And a trick with her gloves this morning. I just hope I've not misread all of the signs. Or else tomorrow is going to be super awkward. You never know. What's up? You're looking really glum. You're looking really glum. It's nothing, Siri. Hey, I know something's bothering you. You can talk to me. It'll be okay. I didn't do well in the end of the year exams. People found out and they kept laughing at me. Plus my parents are gonna be so mad. I'm an idiot. Hey, you aren't an idiot. You're not stupid. You're not stupid at all. But I messed up so badly. You're still really smart to me though. You helped me with homework so many times. And look, you tried your best, right? Yeah, that's fine then. That's all that counts. Teachers can't expect more, can they? Yeah, I suppose you're right. And those minis, they're just jealous. Jealous? Huh? Of what? Well, you're really good at the Flora is Lava game. And I was just gonna say, we play that now. That'll cheer you up, I know it. I don't know. Come on. You can be the Spider-Man again. Okay, let's start here. Yay. The next hour passes in a blur. Within moments, we have already hopping around the room, zipping by from chair to chair, room to room. Ah, watch out, the lava monster is here. Haha, I'm never going to see Mom's house planned the same way again. Come on, Sayuri, you've got this. There's a fairly big gap between the two couches and Sayuri peers over the edge trying to see if she can make it. Even if you fall, I've got you. Okay, she jumps soaring through the air and lands right next to me, through a friendly grin on her face. Hey, way to go. She grins and offers a hand for a high five. Having fun? Oh, hi Mom. You two look like you're having the time of your lives. Good to see you again, Sayuri. And you. We were just playing the Floor is Lava game. Quite an active imagination the pair of you have, huh? Mom smiles endearingly. Joys of childhood, hey? Yes. Joys of childhood, eh? Would either of you like some snacks? I think we have some tempura. Sayuri's face brightens immediately. Oh, that would be real nice, thank you. If that's okay. Of course, dear. How about you, son? Yeah, tempura works for me as well, Mommy. Thanks. Oh, and by the way, watch out for that tall house plant in your other room. I've heard it's secretly a scary lava dragon in disguise. She winks as she leaves. Yare yare. Man, today is the day we're telling Sayuri we love her. It's days like this that I really with my dad wish my dad was around. Why is that with? I'm sure he's experienced all the nervousness associated with asking a girl out. Relax, look, relax. You're just asking your childhood best friend to be your girlfriend. No big deal, right? Who am I kidding? Of course it is a big deal. What did all of those websites online say? Just relax, be yourself, be confident. How some advice was that? How some advice that was? Yet what's this? Hmm. Okay, interesting question. Well, some advice it was. I'm just banking on Emmy's intuition being correct. Come on, girl's intuition never failed me. Well, sometimes, but hey, you need to be optimistic. Yeah. And please be correct, please be correct, please be correct. It has gotten rather cold these days, hasn't it? Yeah, definitely. Winter's such a pain. It definitely makes waking up for tennis practice a little harder. It does have its upsides, however. It really makes for the perfect weather to snuggle up indoors with a soothing hot chocolate and a nice book. And seeing all the snow softly fall during the night is really relaxing too, although it all gets ruined the next day when people walk through it. Having hand of semester exams is such a drag too. You can't help but tuning out the conversation. Today has been going so slowly. All throughout the class this morning I could barely concentrate. I've just been picturing how I imagine the conversation with Sayuri will go down. Safe to say that's definitely being a focus of my mind. Amy shooting me annoying looks every so often didn't do much to staunch the whirlwind of uncertainty in my head. In the clubroom, we've just finished sharing poems, and I can't wait for the session to end. And people get really mushy around Christmas time as well. You know, like cuddling up together, holding hands, all that stuff. Yuck. You say that like it's a bad thing, Natsuki. Come on, it would be lovely to have someone to warm you up when the night gets cold. What do you think? Is this a hint? Or just me totally misinterpreting? No way. I can see where both of you are coming from, actually. On one hand, the physical intimacy must be quite nice, although I have to admit, public displays of affection can be a bit overwhelming. Yeah, especially when couples start playing tonsil tennis with each other. Monka laughs. Interesting way of putting it, Natsuki. I'm right, though. Say that stuff for when you're at home. But what about presents? That's something else that makes Christmas so enjoyable. Buying gifts to other people and seeing their reactions. That's definitely a rewarding feeling, especially when they really like your choice. Don't you think, Lucky? Don't mind me, just trying to figure out how to ask you to be my girlfriend. Oh yeah, everything's fine, I know. I know, just trying to figure out the best way to ask you to be my girlfriend. Oh, yeah, just trying to decide what to get you guys for Christmas, that's all. Racking my brains, I definitely tried to follow up what I just said. Let's say I had to get you a present, Monica. What would you ask for? Can't buy you a piano though, sorry. Well, That would be telling, would it? Wouldn't it? It would ruin the mystery. Well, that's true. Well, that would be telling, wouldn't it? It would ruin the mystery. Well, you're always busy with like a billion things going on once for, right? So I don't know, maybe like a diary or a planner or something. Or a tennis racket. I have no idea. Those aren't bad ideas actually. It's always difficult buying presents for someone, especially when it's someone you don't know particularly well. You could do it. Do it with a watch, Monica. With a watch, Monica. A watch? Why? Well, you could do with the free time. One day series joke will be the little funnier. Yeah, finally, the school day sure did take its sweet time. While it's drag on, I would be lying if I said I was ready for what's about to come. Hey Siri, are you busy after school today? Nope. Well, apart from homework, but I didn't get much today. Okay, well, that was scratch the back of my neck, so your eyes me with curiosity. Do you think you could hang out a bit today after school? Please don't pick up on the desperation in my voice. Sure, my place or yours? Yours sounds good. Okay, we haven't spent time together after school in a long time. What made you change your mind? Not that I'm complaining. Why am I getting through suspicion that she knows my plan and is just going along with it just to watch me squirm? Nothing, nothing. Oh, you don't have a Christmas tree for us to decorate, do you? It's barely mid-November, Siri. A bit too early for that. Oh, yeah. Anyway, what did you want to do? Okay, wait a bit. Anyway, what did you want to do? Don't think it's healthy for a human heart to beat this fast. Well, I wanted to tell you something, Siri. Okay, what's up? It's now or never. Well, look, I really don't know the best way to saying this, but Siri, she's just sitting there, patiently waiting for me to speak. There's a hint of anticipation lurking in those blue eyes of hers. Taking a deep breath, I stare at the floor and let my mouth talk before my brain has a chance to catch up. Look, Sarah, I really like you, and I am really sorry if this changes anything between us because I really value our friendship and I wouldn't want to ruin anything. So I guess because ever since we were kids, I've always been drawn to you, and well, seeing you again after these years has been really, really nice, and I'm so glad that we get along. Like the huge gap in our history was never there. I really like you, Sari, in that way, and well, I was just wondering how you felt. Like, do you feel the same way, or I trail off into the nothingness, cringing at how pathetic my confession must have sounded. So much for the be confident. The silence is getting overwhelming. Lifting my eyes off the safe heaven that is the floor, I have to force myself to meet her gaze. The expression of her face is hard to read. She's smiling, but at the same time, there's definitely a hint of sadness behind her eyes. should have seen this coming. I guess it really is my own fault. Huh? Fault? What do you mean? I was selfish. What? How? I really like you too. I should be feeling relieved, happy even at hearing those words. Yet I can't help but feel like something is terribly amiss. I think I always have, even when we first met. She smiles warmly at me, but there are tears forming in her eyes that trickle down her face as she blinks. You've always been so nice to me, even when I didn't deserve it. Even after we drifted apart, you were still willing to talk to me and see how I was doing. You took an interest in my club, even though I didn't think you would enjoy it with you. And at first, I was a little unsure. I wasn't sure if things would be like how they were when we were kids. Deep down, I was hoping they would. And over time, I guess I got my wish. Because they did. Your jokes, your personality, just by being around you. Every day was a walking reminder of easier times. I don't care, Theory. If you like me too, then, and you're happy with me being around, what's the problem? She shakes her head. It's not that easy. You just don't understand. Of course I don't, Siri. Can you blame me? I can tell that there's something going on with you, but every time I try and help, you shut me down. Is it any surprise I don't understand? That day before the festival, where you wouldn't even talk to anyone. And that day when you weren't in school, something wasn't right that day. It was just a gut feeling. I've always been able to tell when something's wrong, Sayuri, no matter how well you try to hide it. I really wish you couldn't. That terrible nightmare you had. You know some of the things you were saying. You think you're useless? That you don't want to do it anymore. What are you talking about? Please, Sayuri, just tell me. What's so tiring? What don't you want to do anymore? Why do you think you're useless? Did someone say something nasty to you? I swear to God, if someone's been saying stuff, tell me and I'll go and... You're right, there is someone. I clench my fist so hard I can feel my nails digging into my palm. Who? It's me. I blink stupefied. That was the last response I expected to hear. You? What on earth is that supposed to mean? We're saying stuff to yourself? We are just going around circles in this theory. Please, enough with the mysteries and vague answers. I've been honest with you. What could this horrible dark secret be that makes you so useless and unlikable? Depression. For the second time this evening I met the complete loss of words. Huh. There. That's my secret. You're depressed? I've had depression for most of my life. Oh my god, Siri. That was probably the most lackluster response I could have given you. I'm sorry. Don't be. I wouldn't have expected you to know how to respond. She gives a short, humorless laugh. Don't know what to say. I had no idea. I never, I would know. I never would have known. You always seem so happy, cheerful, but I don't get it. I thought you were happy. She sighs as tears slowly leak from her cheeks. No, I never was. I'm It was just a mask. I really tried to keep it up. Her voice wavers as she speaks. Fresh tears fall down her face, but unlike the day of the nightmare, she makes no attempts to hide them. A secret has been laid bare. Every day, waking up, getting ready, walking to school, all of the things that people take for granted. And it's been so scary, so difficult. I was so scared that at any moment I would let my mask slip and you would see the real me. So, that's what you were referring to when you said it was tiring, that you didn't want to do it anymore. She nods sadly. And all of the other things too, like waking up and eating too. You don't have the energy to cook actual meals. So that's why you went for pizzas and other junk food? God, it's all coming together now. Ugh, and the whole thing has been so bittersweet. Seeing you again and hanging out just like we used to. For first time in what feels like such a long time, I felt something that felt alien to me, happiness. It wasn't much, but it was something enough to help me through these days. Like when you warmed my hands up. I felt so bad in asking you to help, but sometimes I just couldn't help it. It's so hard fighting against what your heart wants. And as I started to like you, it terrified me. But why? Because it was getting harder and harder to resist being selfish. Selfish? Selfish in dragging you into my mess. You shouldn't be bothering with someone like me. Part of me wondered with me if me being so miserable would put you off. Another sad smile, but they didn't seem like you minded. No, you really stuck around and tried your best to comfort me, even though I was horrible to you and kept you at distance. And now here we are, a situation that's both what I want and fear the most. I'm worthless. I couldn't care less about myself, I just want the others to be happy. Yeah, now I've messed up because now you know about my depression and knowing you'll definitely worry. I really can't win either way. I'm so sorry for dragging you into this. I tried so hard. But with you here, telling me you like me too. My voice is a mess at this point, a really mess of tears and anguish. For once I've just wanted to embrace that selfishness and be your girlfriend. It's almost like another person who looks just like Sayuri has been talking. No, it is like it's a different person. As she spoke I was sinking further and further into disbelief. How could it be that my happy, carefree childhood friend was harboring such a sad secret? Okay, let's keep going. You're definitely not selfish at all, Sayuri. How could you be? You're one of the most selfless people that I know. You make it your duty to make everyone else happy. I could never not care about you. You're my best friend, and I would do anything to make you happy again. I'm just so glad you told me this. Why? Oh, just come here. Please don't hug me. Ignoring her cries, I embrace her, holding her close to me. To my surprise, though, she pulls free and pushes me away from her. I didn't even know she had this strength. I'm sorry. I just really can't deal with this right now. Can you please leave? Leave, Sarah. Look at what you've told me. Do you honestly expect me just to go like it didn't mean anything? Yes, stare incredulously. Her resolution doesn't change. All sorts of feelings are whirling through my head right now. I'm still trying to process what she's just told me. And even after suffering for years, is she still this stubborn? Anger floods through my veins, probably an unreasonable reaction, but is at this point I'm too emotional charged to listen rationally. Oh, so that's how it's going. So that's how it is, right? I'm allowed to tell you my problems, and you're allowed to cheer me up, but I'm not allowed to help you. What kind of friendship is this, Siri? You'll never understand. Of course I won't, because you never let anyone in. If is it any surprise I don't understand? I still regret raising my voice the moment the words leave my mouth. Just go, please. Without any choice left, I dejectedly comply. Back in my own house, my mind is still racing at a million miles an hour. Now that the heat of the moment has passed, I ashamedly realize that I probably handled that pretty poorly. Yes, it was frustrating being kept in the dark, then having such a huge bombshell dropped on me, then again being unable to help. But getting angry at her was the worst thing to do. Man, I'm such an idiot. Ugh. God damn it, Amy. So much for the female intuition, hey? Well, there's one person who hopefully should be able to help. Grabbing my phone, I hastily punch in a phone number and hope she's free. Hey, hi, what's up? Mom, I told Sarah how I felt and it didn't go well. Yeah, but not for the reason you think. Don't really know how to put this because I'm still trying to process it myself, so I'll just lay it out. So likes me too, but she couldn't bring herself to act on those feelings because she's depressed. Doesn't have a silence for the beat. Depressed? I know, Sarah of all people. Oh, I see. My goodness, that's awful, poor girl. I hope she'll be alright. I really hope she will be. Mama acts like such an idiot. What happened? Well, when she told me she was depressed, I tried to comfort her by hugging her, but she pushed me away and told me to leave. And I'm kicking myself. Go on, her tone is gentle. I got angry at her and raised my voice. I was just not so frustrated not being able to help her, and I wasn't thinking straight. Oh, darling, you're not an idiot at all, and I understand that it must have been frustrating. I'm not shouting at her. No, shouting at her wasn't the best idea, but it's not like you set out to hurt her, is it? Well, no. It happens during arguments, don't worry. There are so many other things too. She said she feels worthless, and she feels selfish in even telling me what was going on. Ah, so that explains why she rejected your hug. Let us see again on the other hand. Sweetheart, this must be so difficult for both of you. It must be so overwhelming. Believe me, I know what your situation is like. You do? I once dated someone with depression and it wasn't easy. It's one of the hardest things to watch someone to love suffer like that. And we just don't understand it when they say such negative things about themselves. Oh, it was horrible, Mom. It didn't even feel like Sayuri was talking. I just never saw it coming. I mean, I knew that something was going on with her, but I just thought having days where you're in a low mood were normal, you know. Well, from what I've gathered, she's awfully convincing at wearing that facade. If it's any consolation, I don't think anyone could have guessed that she was depressed. The worst part about depression is probably that it's just so loud and convincing. It's got a horrible tendency to dominate the thoughts of whoever got it, and it can be really hard for them to take off the depression tinted glasses. It's an illness, and unfortunately, mental illness can be just as significant as physical ones. Yeah, but people don't care shit. They could care less about how psychological illness can affect one person. People say that depression is just a phase. Well, imagine a phase during 8 years of your life. You're feeling depressed. You wanted to hand it all, but you still can't because there are people caring about you. And if you did that, they would all just have the same problem as you. Don't want that. No one wants that. For as long as we try to endure this illness, there's no way to endure it so long that it disappears. It's something that only disappears when, well, that's actually something I cannot tell. Because I don't know it disappears. If I did, I would have gotten rid of it. It's hard. It's a hard matter to talk. It's a hard matter to take care of. Something difficult to do. Gosh. I've dealt with my depression for 8 years until now. Not because of me, but because of friends and family. I have friends with depression. Some of them are gone. Long gone. Some of them are still here with me because somehow I could help them. But I'm the only one that cannot get helped. I'm not sad with that. At least I'm making the others happy. That's why in this channel I've always said that Sayuri is my favorite. Because she's like me. Not just in the matter of she's depressed, but on the quest to let everyone be happy. To put everyone in front of her own wills. but it's so hard every day to keep up with the facade, with an empty smile, making people think that you're actually happy. And in reality, you're in the worst hell possible. It's like a hellhole opened under you, and you just got caught up by surprise, and you fall there. And you cannot, and you try your hardest to climb out of there, but all the pain and suffering it brings to you is just too much to handle. And unfortunately, most of people just give up from climbing out of that hole and let themselves fall until they hit the ground and never return. Some of them try so hard to get out of that hole that they finally can and make their way out. They are victorious, but there are other people that, as far as much as they try to leave that hole, something is always dragging them down. And they fall and fall, and when they are close to the end of that hellhole, they fall all over again, just to climb it all again, and this cycle repeats itself. It's not something that, oh, you fall once, but you have to get up and do it again. Believe me, we all do. But at one point, it gets tiring to get up and do it all again. It's frustrating to have to keep doing it all over again. It's not impossible, but it's so hard to have to be doing this all again and all and all and all, and not being able to just get freed from that hellhole once and for all. It might seem like it disappears sometimes, but it always keeps in your mind. It always stays there with you. And when you're most vulnerable, it attacks once again, destroying everything you believe in. And after all that, what happens? You ask. Some people give up. Pain. Well, how can I say this? This is a quote that that was really dear to me told me once. Pain is something that you cannot get rid of. Pain always stays. Suffering is an option. And the end, it's for you to decide. To explain it simply before we get back to the game, pain is something that you cannot just take away. You cannot choose to feel pain. You feel it because it's necessary. Like when someone dies, feel pain. It's normal. There's no way of fleeing from pain. Then there's suffering. You're the one who decides for how long you will suffer and keep on and move on. You're the one who decides for how long you will be suffering. And the end, when I'm talking about the end, is not like the end of the suffering, or no wait, it's actually, I'm talking from both, the end of the suffering and the end of all. The end of all being suicide, and the end of the suffering being you start to work for yourself and start to create a new life for you, a life that will be valuable for you. You cannot always live in the dark. That's something I learned from that person. Unfortunately, the person is not with us anymore. It's not with me anymore to help me through. Either way, enough about me. Let's keep going with the game. Something I wish this country would recognize. So, what can I do for her? What do I do? Can I even do anything? You definitely can help her out. I didn't mean to make you feel like you were powerless or anything. It's okay. I'm glad you're being honest, I guess. It's just hard to realize exactly we're dealing what we are dealing with here, so it would help to be informed, right? You've become really mature. I'm proud of how well you're handling this. Not handling this well at all, Mom. I had no idea how to react. I shouted at her and she was in tears. Would anyone who isn't a mental health professional know how to deal with what you've just been told? Anyway, the most important advice I can give you is not to expect a quick fix. Depression isn't something that can be fixed with love. It takes some time for people to understand that. And I won't say anything because what's the point? Speeches in here won't help. At least maybe help some people to feel relieved, but won't help at all. Either way, it isn't your job to fix her, but you can still help her. I was starting to think I was totally useless here. Of course not, darling. She loves you as well, don't forget. It won't be all doom and gloom. You'll have days where things will be normal, days where she really isn't faking her mood. But then you'll also have days where she won't have the energy to get out of bed, days where she just won't feel like talking to anyone. And it's really important that you're as patient and understanding as you can be during those days. Oh, and communication is a big one. That goes for any relationship, really. It sounds really obvious, but talk to her. Let her tell you about how she sees the world and what her thoughts, feelings, and fears are. There's gonna be problems, there's gonna be fights. Those are healthy and part of any relationship. If someone is bugging you, or someone's bothering her, just talk it out. Communications is the key to the successful relationship, believe me. Can't help but laugh. You sound like one of those relationship gurus. It's a mother's job to guide her children, you know. As an aside, never underestimate how helpful it can be just to listen to someone's problems and worries. Just having someone listen can be so helpful, more than you could ever realize. Funny you mentioned that because I was going to ask if Sayuri should see a therapist or doctor. Yes, I think that would probably be for the best. Although things like therapy and medication don't always work for everyone, it's tempting to see it as a magical fix. But just remember, it will take time. There's so much more I want to discuss, but unfortunately you caught me at a real bad time. It's time like these that I would like to be around. Yeah, I feel awful not being around, yeah. It would be really nice to see you, Mom. I'm really hoping I can come to visit soon. And for what it's worth, you're much stronger than you realize, and I'm very proud of you. Just remember that, okay? I'll try. Give it a day or two before you talk to her. By the way, I think she'll need a little bit of time to cool off. I'm sure that if you apologize for getting angry and rationally explain your side of things, she'll come around. She never struck me as a girl who could hold a grudge. Emotions were running high from what I can gather, so she'll understand it. And I know it seems really bleak right now, but it'll be okay. I just know it. I really hope so, Mom. Just remember that your support will be just as important as what a doctor or a therapist can offer her. You've really got such a big heart. Show her just how big that heart really is. I love you. Love you too, Mom, and thanks for everything. Anytime, ring me whenever you need help, okay? Wearily I flopped down onto the sofa. Feels like such a lot happened in such a short space of time. I just hope that I just hope Sayuri and I can patch things up. It's hard. Man, I'm glad that it's Saturday, okay? It's Saturday today. There would be no chance in hell that I would be able to concentrate if today were a school day. Her revelation keeps replaying over and over in my mind. Depression. As nasty sounding word. And in some ways quite foreign. I guess I was kinda sheltered. Prior to Sayuri, I never knew any people with that condition. It was something I was of course aware of, but I had never paid any real thought to it. I mean, I know that it was a I know what it was. Psychology has always been at least vaguely interesting to me, but I never really saw a real reason to look into it. And Sayuri said that she's been depressed for most of her life. So I can't help but wonder, when did it all develop? What caused it? Was she bullied? Or did a close friend or family member die? There are so many things I want to ask her right now, but as Mom said, I best give Sayuri some cool off. I'll give it a couple of days. Besides, I've got a lot of homework to get going with. Well, that Sakurai is out of the way first. Man, the end of the war really had huge effects on the world. It's time for a break, I reckon. What to play? It's really a first world problem to have so many games available but still not know what to play. A colorful looking title catches my eye. Call of Duty. No. Wait. Man, not even the escapism from video game is doing the trick. Perhaps I should go for a walk instead. Being cooped up indoors probably isn't doing any favors for my health. Mom used to harp on about the importance of fresh air. I stand up and stretch, while you rubbing my neck. Yeah, some fresh air wouldn't go amiss. At this point in the day, the park is rather quiet. Not as many people come to this part of the park anyway, which is a shame because this part is arguably the prettiest thanks to the lake. Being in the middle of November, there's a definite chill in the air, although I'm wrapped up warm, so I can barely feel it. Being the yeah, okay, I already know this. There's comfortable lull in the air, especially after the overwhelming nature of last night. The silence is a perfect antidote, being therapeutic and calm. Sure, I have the house for myself, but there's no substitute for fresh, cool air. Maybe my parents were right when they kept up that wealthy body, healthy mind mantra. As calm as the atmosphere is, it's not doing much for the whirlwind that is my mind. Looking back, how could I have been so stupid? How did I miss all the signs? Am I really that dense? Thinking about it, the fairy tale poem makes so much more sense now. The selflessness, the devotion to keeping others happy, regardless of her own mental state. The signs were all there, struggling to wake up on time, which explains why she was always late. And the nightmare, and when she finally told me her most painful secret, how did I respond? By shouting at her and making her cry. Great fan you are. No wonder she didn't even want to tell me in the first place. I was so pushy, so demanding. Yet when she told me instead of being empathetic and understanding, I did the exact opposite. I wouldn't even surprise me. It wouldn't even surprise me if she didn't want to be friends anymore. Would she ever forgive me? Although whether she would or not is a whole other question. Even if she did forgive me, what could I even do about depression? But about her depression, her self-perception seems so cemented. Would I be making things worse by getting involved? Or would I be able to help her? Don't know. Being a normal teenage guy doesn't really afford me much sensibility. Even though it might sound a bit melodramatic, I can't help but feel like I barely even know Sayuri anymore. How much of her happiness is just a mask? It can't be all of it. Hmm? Being so lost in my thoughts, I didn't even notice Yuri's presence. Oh, hey Yuri, didn't see you there. Not bothering you, am I? You look rather deep in thought. No, you're fine. It would be nice to have some company, actually. She smiles shyly and takes a seat next to mine. The accompanying silence is not awkward in the slightest, which surprises me. Then again, Yuri is no stranger to deep thoughts herself, and she's definitely used to being reflective and quiet. Didn't expect to see you here. Didn't expect me to come to the quiet park when it's getting dark, especially in the middle of the winter, huh? Not really, no. The dark and the cold combined tend to put most people off. If you don't mind me asking, what brings you here? Ah, well, there's a lot on my mind, and I figured some fresh air would do some good, you know. Ah, I see. Perhaps we're most alike than I first imagined. Whenever I'm troubled by something, I always find quiet period of reflection into the evening can be really helpful. Something about the stillness of the night. It's much easier to think when you're in environments such as this one. Yeah, it is, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed. It helps just to take a step back and breathe. I've actually known this park for as long as I can remember. My parents used to take Sayuri and I here all the time, countless memories throughout the years. That sounds wonderful, to be able to share such a happy time with someone you both grew up. Although I'm curious given to how much you two seem to spend time with one another. I would thought Sayuri would be with you right now. Looked down momentarily, poking a twig with my shoes. Ah, well, we kinda have a fight. Oh, that comes as quite as a surprise given how close you two seem to be. Then again, I suppose it's inevitable that fights occur between people, no matter their dynamics. Yuri starts fiddling with their hair. Not that I mentioned to pry, but may I ask why you had a fight in the first place? I grimace as I reply. As much as I enjoy taking Yuri and appreciate the company here, there is no way I can reveal Sayuri's secret to her. It's not that I don't want to tell you, and it's nothing personal, I understand completely. I suppose it was a rather personal question. She just told me something really private and the third familiar feeling of shame bubbles up whenever I recount how I reacted to her confession. I didn't take it very well, and I said some really stupid stuff. I got angry at her and I shouted at her. I'm an awful friend. I leaned forward, burying my face in my hands. There is an awkward heavy silence for a few moments. Hey, I know that I haven't known you for as long as Sayuri has, but please believe me when I say you're not an awful friend. Don't know what was said between you two, but everyone says things that they don't mean during the argument, especially when tension is running high. That's something my parents once told me, and it really is true. If you take my argument with Natsuki back in September, in the heat of the moment I said some rather hurtful things. However, I didn't actually mean them, and I'm fairly confident that Natsuki feels the same way too. Please don't be too hard on yourself. I can tell Sayuri seems a lot to you, and you're ever so patient and kind with her. if I may be so bold to say, perhaps you don't realize it, but you do a lot for her. Little things such as walking to school with her in the mornings and walking her home in the afternoons. But most importantly, when she's feeling sad, you really take it upon yourself to find out what's wrong, and so you can comfort her. We can all see that you care and considerations for their shines, for her shines like a beacon. Yeah, that's all well and good and all, but I still hurt her really badly. Friends always hurt each other. It's just an unfortunate reality of being human. From what I can gather, she's not someone who could hold a grudge. So whatever issue there is between you guys, I'm confident you'll be able to sort it out. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound presumptuous or anything. You've not been presumptuous in the slightest, Yuri. Your insight has been really refreshing. I still feel bad, but you've made me realize that perhaps things aren't as bleak as they seem. So thanks. Seriously, it means a lot. You're a really good friend. Thank you. I'm glad I was able to help. You can't help but grin. Yuri's shyness has always been endearing, especially as it clashes against her intelligence mature outlook oh so much. Anyway, I could ask you the same question. What brings you here? It's okay. You don't have to disclose anything, I won't pry. But just know that if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here, and so are the other girls, okay? I remember how horrible those people during the festival recital were to you, and I would hate to think that you were suffering in silence or anything like that. Ah, it's really are too kind. I very much appreciate your words, and I'm very glad that Siri told you about the club. I know I said it back in September, but honestly, I'll say it again. I'm just grateful that you guys accepted me with open arms. You didn't judge me because I was the poet, nor did you ever laugh at me at how bad my poems were. I know they weren't particularly to your taste, but you still gave me a good advice and feedback. Well, I believe that everyone should be included. No one deserves to be an outcast, irrespective of their hobbies, interests, or their writing ability. I just wish the others would be as accepting and inclusive as those with interests that go against the norm. She is nervously picking at her sleeve, almost pulling them up over her hands. Well, for what it's worth, I think your interest in horror and taste in literature and poetry is pretty cool, Yuri. It makes for a nice change of discussion and gives you interesting stuff to talk about, like when you discussed Frankenstein monster with me at lunchtime. I never really gave it much thought, but after you had that talk with me, it helped me realize that we should just take stuff at face value. Oh, and your poems are awesome. I hope that one day I'll be able to write to your level. That really means a lot. I'm glad you have such an open mind. In this day and age, to find a mind so free of prejudice and misconception, it's truly a breath of fresh air. Thank you. Anyway, I don't mean to cut short our discussion, but unfortunately I have a lot of homework to get on with. Oh yeah, me too. Procrastination can only get you so far, hey? Catch you later, Yuri. Hope everything gets better. And you, with a wave we both depart. I want to see how he will take care of things. Another day at school. At least it's mid-November now, so the Christmas break isn't too far off. After finishing my morning routine, I head outside tentatively waiting for Siri. Yuri's words were helpful, but I was naive to think things would just go back to normal. There's no sign of Sayori, and I feel like texting her is off the label. With a cig, I make the journey to school alone. Learning about the interwar should by all means be interesting. Even with Sakurai's enthusiasm and humor injected into the lessons, I still can't find myself enthusiastic about the topics he's discussing. Despite my best efforts to remain occupied over the weekend, the worry I have for Sayori was always there, lurking at the back of my mind. I hate the silence. Not being able to talk to someone you really want to talk to is crushing. Ah, Loki, don't you suppose you would be able to answer that question? Huh. Please don't tell me that I'm such a boring teacher that you can't even pay attention. If word got out that I was sending my students into a stupor, I would get fired on the spot. Although, I would probably do well in the hypnosis business. There's a light smattering of laughter. You're still looking at me expectantly, so I force a grin on my face. Sorry, sir, I didn't understand the question. Could you repeat it? He does so, and I answer. He nods approvingly, although there's traces of concern on his features. The rest of the lesson drags on at what feels like a snail pace. We're supposed to be taking notes from the textbook and answering the question, but my mind has been in autopilot ever since I woke up this morning. By all accounts, the progress I've made was been pretty mediocre. Everything okay? He's keeping his voice low and quiet, crouching next to me. You don't quite seem yourself today. Pardon me if that's an incorrect assessment. He motions towards my notes. You're normally ahead of the game when it comes to classwork. Not that I mind too much. Everyone's allowed to slack now and then. And then again, alright? He chuckles, but I rarely even respond. Yeah, I'm good, sir. Sorry, I just had a long weekend. Might as well attempt to stab at humor. And by long weekend, I don't mean staying up late playing video games. That's a shame. Those kind of weekends are the best ones. Anyway, just do your best for now. You've got a good grasp on the topics, so don't worry about it too much for now. Just make sure you know the material for the December exams. Got it, sir. Thank you. Whoa, I was expecting some kind of stern telling off about my lack of progress. Bell's about to ring, everyone. We'll call it there. As I make my way outside, I spot a familiar white bow. Hey, about to head lunch, huh? Yeah, I am really sorry, but I won't be coming to the club today. She raised an eyebrow. Oh, why's that? Being totally honest with you, I'm really just not in the mood for it. There's just some stuff I need to sort out, and if I came, don't think I would be very good company anyway. She nods, but it's hard to read the expression on her face. Okay, that's understandable. By the way, you haven't seen Sayori around, have you? She didn't come to school today. Do you know why? Funny she should ask that. No clue, sorry. Strange. Well, I hope you sort out whatever is that is bugging you soon. Thanks, and sorry once again for bailing. It's okay. It will be a quiet session today, I guess, what with the three of us. It will be interesting to see what it is like. Anyway, gotta go. See you around. See ya. Why do I get the nagging feeling that she's judging me for something? Oh well. Much like the walk to school, the return journey feels equally as empty. With another pang of guilt, I remember all the little shapes I used to fire away about being lazy and unable to get out of bed. Why is it that our brains are so good at reminding us of times we said or did things we really regret? A tiny voice of reason within me tells me that I had no way to knowing why she struggled to get up on time. I mean, it's not like I set out to hurt her with my jokes. That kind of playful banter just characterizes our friendship. I just wish I could believe that tiny voice of reason a little more. As I make my way to my house, I notice a figure sitting by my doorway. I roll my eyes and suppress the urge to groan. I'm really not in any mood to deal with some religious mother trying to get me to believe in God. Wait, hang on, that's Sayori? Sayori. Her head shoots up at the sound of my voice. What are you doing here? The sight in front of me, it's utterly unexpected. Neither of us know what to say. The aftermath of our previous encounter still lingers in the air. Can I come in? Yeah, sure. things. After dumping my school stuff down, I turn to face her. The awkwardness doesn't dissipate. There's so much I want to say, but I don't even know where to start. I'm really sorry. It immediately fills your eyes, and the powerful desire to embrace her hits me once more. I really shouldn't have kicked you out like that. I've been so horrible for you, keeping you in the dark. I was just too scared that the whole thing is just so confusing. No, sir, it's me who should be apologizing. I'm so sorry for being so pushy, for shouting at you, and for being such a lousy friend. I've been regretting how I acted on Friday ever since. Please don't hate me. Sir tumbles into my arms, sobbing without restraint. Could never hate you, silly. You're my best friend. I was so scared that after our fight that I had to push you away. I can feel my heart break as she sobs and clings to me. Instinctively, I wrap my arms around her and hold her close. Sir, you're so silly sometimes, you know that. You can never push me away. I'm your best friend. Although recently, it's been wondering if I deserve to be. Huh? Why? I shouted at you. I made you cry. A few of my own tears have started to leak. With concern etched all over my face, she leans forward and carefully brushes a tear away. It's the last thing I wanted to do, and I hate myself for it. Hey, it's okay. Looking back, I really can't blame you. It must have been so frustrating from your perspective. I just want things to go back to normal. Please, can we just pull this all behind us? It's like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders just by hearing those words. Of course we can. Of course we can. And here was me thinking that you didn't want to be friends anymore. I can never stay mad at you. You mean too much to me. Can we agree that we're both a bunch of clowns and we were as bad as each other? Sarah gives me a watery smile. She clings it to me a little harder. That sounds fair. Oh, to hear that laugh again. I'll always be here for you, okay? Even though I can be a dance idiot at the best of times. That will never change. She looks up, her eyes swimming with tears. Even with tear marks all down her face and tousled hair, she still looks absolutely beautiful. You really mean that? Gently tumble away one of her tears. Of course I do. She burrows once more into my chest. I feel incredibly intimate to be able to hold her in this state of vulnerability. So, that's why you waited outside my house. Yeah, I really wanted to see you, but I couldn't face school today, and I wasn't sure if you even wanted to see me. My voice is slightly muffled as talks into my shirt. It's kind of funny when you think about it. We both thought the other person didn't want to see us when we both really wanted to see each other. Oh, Siri. What are we like? She giggles into my chest. At such a close distance, I can actually feel the vibration from her laughter. Yuri told me that she didn't think you were the kind of person to stay angry for long. She looks up. Yuri? Yeah, bumped into her over the weekend while I was at the park. Needed some fresh air at night. Don't worry, I didn't reveal much. I just told her we had a fight. She was very empathetic and understanding. Ah, that sounds just like her. She is such a dependable friend. Anyway, guess he's right. I hate conflict and I don't like staying angry at people. Well, that's super convenient for an idiot like me, isn't it? I was going to try and find you later, but I thought I should give it a little bit of time first. Ah, well, at least we are here now. I'm glad you came to find me. Oops, I got his supper wet. Sorry about that. All good. Not the first time you've spilled something on me nowadays, is it? Oh, you mean that time with... Oh, no, Siri. One time? Okay, okay, you've made your point, Meanie. We both share a laugh and my... God, does that laugh feel good to hear? You both share a laugh and my God, does that laugh feel good to hear? Just like that, all the tension and stress I've been carrying over the past few days has lessened. It's like I can finally breathe again. Anyway, look, Siri, I had some thinking about what you told me on Friday. I'll be honest with you, not a sense depression at all, and I can't imagine what you're going through. But what I know is that I'll do my best to be there for you, even if it's just as a friend. I know you said you like me too, but you weren't sure about your feelings. So we can go at whatever pace you want to go, if you even want to go at all. It's really frustrating because I do like you, I really do. She bites her lip anxiously. Would hate to drag you down, to get involved with my mess. I know. I know you see it like that, Sayuri. But I see it completely differently. No one is forcing me to make my decision. I'm choosing to get involved because I want to, because I like you and I don't see you as a burden at all. I think of all the times where you've helped me feel better, or the other girls in the club. You're good at keeping everyone's spirits high, breaking up fights, restoring the peace. Would it really be so wrong for me to give something back to you? I know you don't see it, but to me, you're worth an awful lot, and I care about you so much. Hmm. Care about you so much, but there are so many other things, other people out there, who are more worthy of your time. None of those people are you, Sayuri. None of no one else on this planet could ever replace you. Grew up with you, Sayuri, and you're my best friend for a reason. All of the happy memories we've shared, the jokes, the stories, the adventures, I shared them with you and you only. You're such a big reason uh, as to why my childhood was so happy. Really? Of course, we used to see each other like every day. Our parents used to say we were inseparable, and here we are now. Even after years apart, we get along like nothing ever happened. So, believe me when I say that you're very special to me, and you've got a heart of gold, whether you can see it or not. Oh, she starts to sniffle again. Here we go. Just wait a bit. She starts to sniffle again. No one has ever said something like that to me before. Well, I'm glad to be the first. I'm still unsure and it's still really confusing, but your hugs are really comforting. They make me feel like everything might be okay, if just for a few moments. I know what you want me to say, but I don't know. I still feel like I'm being selfish. And I thought you liking me back would make the rain clouds in my head go away. It's like there's a little ray of sunshine now, but it's still raining. Even though Mom told me that depression has no quick fix, Sayuri's words still disappoint me. Mom did say it wouldn't be easy. Guess I'm really starting to find out just how difficult this can be. That's okay, Sayuri. I guess it was naive for me to think I could just come in and fix everything. That would be nice though. I guess we could just start by taking everything really slowly. Like, could we not jump into going on official dates or telling everyone we're together just yet? Of course, whatever place you want to go with, like I said. Not making the wrong choice though, am I? Just please tell me if I'm being a burden. And I don't hold it against you. I won't hold it against you if you didn't want to be with me anymore. You don't have to worry about that at all, trust me. Although, as much as I like you, I don't want you going through with this just because it's what I want. No, I kinda want it too. Kinda. I do want it. I just can't shake off the feeling that I'm not worth your time. And even though what you've said just now really helped, feeling worthless is something I have felt for a long time. It's hard to shake off the feeling, but by being with you the rain clouds don't feel as bad. It will be alright. It's be okay, Sayuri. I just know it will. I'll see you through this storm, and I'll be your umbrella. It's actually one of the sweetest things you've ever said to me. Poetic too. Looks like literature club is really rubbing off on you. I know, right? I'll be definitely the next Shakespeare. Just you wait. Anyway, I guess it's for the best that we're taking things slow because December exams are coming up. As much as I don't really want to, we should probably both be focusing on those. Yeah, you're right, but once they're over, take your hand, locking your fingers with mine. We'll just have to wait, won't we? Anyway, speaking of work, I should probably get started with revision. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll see you later, okay? Okay, hold my arms out and we embrace once more. To be able to hold her close to me, inhaling her scent, playing with the strand of her hair. It's heaven. Before I can stop myself, I plant a soft kiss on her forehead and break free, closing the door before my mind catches up to my lips. I swear I can't hear a soft giggle as she closes the door behind her. Yuri, Yuri. Okay guys, I guess I'll leave the video here. I said I would speedrun, but it's kinda hard because it's too many episodes. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment down what you thought of it, and well, I'll see you guys in the next episode. See you on the flip See you on the flip side. Yada yada, I'm too sick for this. See you on the flip side, guys. Goodbye, pals.